All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the Yakim out there laboring, of the hopeful elect that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And you pretty much see it here on the screen. You know, the lies that are pretty much out there, deceiving the people. And this is pretty much on some, this is like a Kemet channel, pretty much. Pretty much Jake subscribes to this madness, and it's really, behind all this, it's really, Edom, the small hats, that put out these philosophies and different things in these books, that pretty much try to, hide the truth, pretty much. You see? And this is another example here, But I want to play this clip. It's pretty much madness, But, we also got to, filter everything that we see in the earth, man, through the scriptures. Okay? Now I'm going to start off with Isaiah chapter 28, verse 14. Wherefore hear the word of Yahweh, ye scornful men that rule this people, which is in Jerusalem, and pretty much, these men that are pretty much the heads of you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, you push this garbage, man. These Kemet, this black consciousness, you stuck on nothing but a color in a crayon box. You see, and Jake pretty much eats this stuff up. And the crazy bugged out thing is too, where we got to get into the comments on that clip, because it's nothing but more madness, and everybody has their own explanation, pretty much of how the pyramid was built, and it's just how Jake just is all over the place, But verse 15 it says, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are at agreement. And pretty much anything that's outside these scriptures, you pretty much made a covenant with death. Okay? You're taking on the philosophy of Edom or the small hats, pretty much in subscribing to what he's saying, that pretty much the flood of lies, okay? That Babylonian juice, that Kool-Aid, that Jake drinks of. You see? You pretty much made a covenant with death, man. Okay? All right? Because why? It's because it's stringing you away from your power, man. All right? And the things that you need to know, all right? And be in tune with, man. In these last coming days, man. And pretty much, these guys are not in the body, because why? It's because they still subscribe to these things. The Lord said that his people were peculiar people, man. Okay? We're also a resilient people, and pretty much, the truth has been hidden. And, the whole fact of the matter, okay, is that these lies are going to be swept away, man. But it says, right? And with hell, we are at an agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. You see that? And that's basically what Jake has done. All right. We at the end of the day, man, we're not, and the truth is gonna come out, and the world is gonna know it, man. Okay? The world's gonna know about the lies that has been put out there in the earth. Okay? You see? And they're pretty much trying to discredit the scriptures without even saying it, because when they really get into this this pretty much that clip, they're trying to predate the actual time that it was actually built. Okay? This whole thing on the earth talking about 20,000 years ago, and all these different type of things that they put out there, okay, to try to predate the scriptures and try to predate history, man. You know? You see? But it says, therefore, thus said the Lord power, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation, and he that believeth shall not make haste. And this is really for the elect through Yahweh Shai. Okay? All right? The strong foundation, which is these scriptures, man. Okay? You see? All right? And it says, judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet. And the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding place. You see? All right? So this truth is going to come out, man. All right? And all these cockamamie explanations of what happened, you know, and pretty much, man, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, man. Okay? This stuff has to come out, man. All right? These people are just way bugged out, man. Way bugged out. All right? Now, we're gonna play this clip. All right? And then we're gonna hit some more scriptures. Yes. So without any further ado,
meet the African machine that built the pyramids. So how did the Egyptians cut and lift giant stone blocks in order to build the pyramids? We know from Greek historian Herodotus that the people in Kemet had some form of a machine made of wood that could handle heavy stone with ease. In fact, in his book The Histories, Herodotus describes the pyramid building machine as follows. The pyramid was...
And mind you, this all stemmed from the source, you know, pretty much, it probably was a small hat, but pretty much a so-called Greek philosopher, okay, that pretty much came up with this idea of how the pyramids in Egypt were built. You see? All right, so now you see where all this whole Kemet thing, you see where the root of their learning comes from, okay? It comes from a bunch of Greek philosophers and pretty much these small hats, man, you know?
Built in steps, battlement-wise as it is called, or according to others, altar-wise. After laying the stones for the base, they raised the remaining stones to their places by means of machines formed of short wooden planks. The first machine raised them from the ground to the top of the first step. On this...
You see, and I really don't even want to play any more of this, because this is the philosophy, you know, of the damn devil, okay? To just to wipe out the true history of how these pyramids were built, and pretty much write books on pretty much how it was actually built, okay? Because even till today, it is a phenomenon, so to speak, okay? The world pretty much cannot grasp their hands around how they were built. But we know that this account was in the scriptures. You see? All right, so pretty much, you know, and they're going off with the whole thing of saying the Egyptians built it. They're saying Africans and Egyptians and these pretty much these other bywords that they're naming these people. Okay? You see? All right? But look at the account on how these pyramids were built. All right? We're going to start off with the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 1. But you know what? I want to grab this in the GNT. Let's grab this in the GNT. Okay? Let's grab this in the GNT. Exodus, chapter 1. All right? Verse 1. Right? And it says, the Israelites are treated cruelly in Egypt. Okay? The sons of Jacob who went to Egypt with him, each with his family, and were Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The total number of these people directly descended from Jacob was 70. His son Joseph was already in Egypt. Okay? So it says, verse 6, In the course of time, Joseph and his brothers and all the rest of the generation died. But the descendant of the Israelites had many children and became so numerous and strong that Egypt was filled with them. So you remember now, we basically sojourned to Joseph in Egypt, okay? And pretty much generations after, we were filled in the land, all right? Pretty much with a larger number, okay? Now, it says, verse 8, then a new king who knew nothing about Joseph came to power in Egypt, okay? Because the Pharaoh before that, all right, pretty much, the Lord put the spirit on that Pharaoh to show Joseph favor. And Joseph pretty much was second in command in Egypt. And pretty much through the dream, Joseph interpreting the dream of the Pharaoh, he pretty much, told him, okay, pretty much of how to overcome the 7 years of famine. You see? All right? And pretty much he was in favor, okay? All right, in the eyes of the Pharaoh. All right, so Joseph rose to power. But this new king, this new Pharaoh that arose up, didn't know anything about Joseph, right? And it says, and he said to his people, these Israelites are so numerous and strong that they are a threat to us. In case of war, they might join our enemies in order to fight against us and might escape from the country. We must find some way to keep them from becoming even more numerous. So the Egyptians put slave drivers over them to crush their spirits with hard labor. The Israelites built the cities of Pithom and Ramesses to serve as supply centers for the king. Okay, so pretty much through vigorous rigor, all right, they pretty much, the Israelites were the ones that actually built the pyramids. And we're going to go to Ramesses and Pithom. Okay, let's get the, see if I can grab it up. See if I have it up. The image is here, as you see. Pretty much the images here of Ramesses and Pithom. These little deities. Okay, these Egyptian deities. Okay, that were chiseled and built by the Israelites. Okay, through hard bondage. Okay, as the scripture says, right? So it says, but the more the Egyptians oppressed the Israelites, the more they increased in number, and the further they spread through the land. The Egyptians came to fear the Israelites, and and it's just the more punishment they basically put on the people. All right, you see, the more that they grew. This is all through the spirit of the Lord that this went down. Okay, all right, because why? Because the Lord was creating a scenario, all right, pretty much of a situation where, okay, Pharaoh was going to come up against us and pretty much try to put us to death. All right, but before that, okay, there was ultimatums trying to be made as far as letting the people go. You right? The Lord set up, pretty much raised up Moses, okay, and Aaron to try to, ask the Pharaoh to let his people go. All right, but the Lord had to put hell on them. You see? But it says, right? It says, and made their lives miserable by forcing them into cruel slavery. They made them work on their building projects and in their fields, and they had no mercy on them. Okay? So this is pretty much the account, all right, of how those pyramids are being built. All right? And pretty much, the small hats is really behind this whole philosophy that's contrary to this. Okay? But then, like I said, they want to take on a certain custom that's not belonging to them, but they don't even speak up and claim this right here. This is how you understand that they don't fit the prophecies of the scriptures. Okay, all right. They're not the Jews of antiquity. Okay, all right. you know, the customs are their customs or whatever they follow, and it does not line up with the scriptures. You see? All right? But pretty much, you know, that was the point that I want to get there, you know? Okay, so now that was the biblical account of rural history account of how those pyramids were built, man. You see? All right? Now let's get to the scriptures real quick. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Let's see. Okay, let's start at 11. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 11. The words of the wise are as gourds, and as nails fastened by the master of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. You see? And that's pretty much Yahweh Shai. But the words of this book, okay, is sharper than a two-edged sword. A gourd is pretty much a stick that a shepherd would use to basically keep the animals in line. You see? All right, but it's saying that the words of the wise are as gourds, as a sharp instrument, and as nails fastened by the masters of assembly. You see? Right? And it says, and further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is the weariness of the flesh. You know? And all these books have no end on it, trying to explain how the pyramids are built. You know, to speak about Atlantis and the people of Atlantis. And, well, where are these people? The scriptures speak about, man, there's no end to the people. So who would be those people this day if you want to say that these other people and whoever have built it? You see? You know, the big misconception is that they are crediting the actual so-called Egyptians of building the pyramids, man. Okay? And then you have some people that don't even understand. They think that the Egyptians that are actually living in the land now, the ones that are basically defrauding tourists on tours of the pyramids, okay? Because that's a big money racket that's going on in Egypt right now, okay? You got Ishmael, all right, which is not the descendants of that land. They're there basically trying to scam tourists, man. And the tourists are complaining because they are very relentless in trying to get foreign money, okay, to get tours of these pyramids. All right, you see, all right, a bunch of renegades that are out there, okay, trying to profit off of something that they have nothing to do with, okay, you see, and it speaks about the Egyptians, okay, when you go to the Compact Bible Dictionary. All right, I'm going to pull that up real quick and get the definition of Ham, because the people that was in power were Hamites, okay? But it says, all right, we're going to get the definition of Ham, all right? We're going to read it from here. Let's see. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. Okay, so those people were dark race people, okay? The Egyptians, which had the Israelites, which is another dark race people, all right? Because the Negroes don't come from Ham, the Negroes come from Shem. You see? This is why you have these guys, you know, these athletes pretty much trying to come into the understanding, and then they're saying that they can't be anti-Sem because they are Sem. You see? Okay? Or Shem, pretty much. Okay? So the Bible Dictionary, and this is pretty much written by who? Okay? More likely small hats. Okay? Which know the truth, man, and have the records, man. You see? All right, let's look at Psalms 83 real quick. This is Psalms chapter 83. Let's see. Let's start at the top. Okay, a song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silent, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. And the Lord's not being still. The Lord's going to bring this truth out. The Lord is setting up his men to proclaim this word, man. Okay? You see, this is what's happening in the earth, man. You know, all of these refuge lies are being wiped away, man. All right? And a true understanding that these scriptures, okay, is going to supersede anything that these people can throw out there. You know, pretty much the wisdom of this world, man. Okay? Which is going to come to naught. All right? You see? The Lord said that the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. All right? Verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. You know, and all of these countries and pretty much these nations are against the Israelites. Okay? And they made an agreement. They made a wicked counsel, man. Okay? All right? Because pretty much you have a lot of these nations, and you know, the ones that's in the know, they know who you people are, man. Okay? You see? But it's profitable for them to keep you a secret. Okay? It says, verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. And who are the hidden ones? The people that are relegated to bywords and colors in the crayon box, man. You see? Okay? It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, that they are confederate against thee. Okay? And we're going to get into the different nations here, pretty much. And the tabernacles of Edom and basically Ishmael. Okay? And Moab is really, and then the chief house of Amalek, pretty much. Okay? The grandson of Esau. Okay? Pretty much are consulted, man. The main ones that consulted, man, to basically keep you people hidden, to keep this truth hidden, okay, and come up with some cockamamie excuse of how the pyramids were built, man, when it was built off the backs of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay, all right. Who are those people today? You see, all right, with that have these bywords hanging over their head, man. Okay, so you people were basically cut off by name, okay, affiliation, and nation, man. Okay, and the Lord told Jeremiah that, man, that you're going to discontinue from the heritage that He gave you. All right, and chiefly when you begin to fall away from that heritage, okay, was during when the Greeks took over, okay, during the Hellenistic period. All right. When you Jakes were pretty much Hellenized, man. Okay, that was the one step of falling away, man, because you went away from your customs first and foremost. Okay, that was the beginning of the end and the destruction of knowing who you were. You see, all right. But these nations are in one consent, and they are confederate against you. You see. All right, they pretty much clap their hands at you, Jakes, now, because why? Because you're pretty much destroyed now, and the things that are going on in the earth, all right, these relics that are pretty much still standing from your days of when you were delivered, okay, from the house of bondage, Egypt. These relics are still standing, and they're not giving any account of your labors, man. Okay, you know. They can name anything else under the sun who built it, man, but they're not going to mention that you built it. You see? Okay? So that's pretty much the whole gist of what's going on. All right? All right, from there, real quick, let's get Jeremiah. That's precept. Jeremiah chapter 16. Let's see. I'll start at let's go to Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it should no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he have driven them, and he will bring them again into their land that he gave unto their fathers. Okay? So pretty much this is a future prophecy that will come to pass. Okay? So that first deliverance, they're not even going to be talking about that first deliverance. They're going to be talking about the second deliverance. Okay? Which is soon coming upon us. All right? Okay? And this is a prophecy that has not been fulfilled yet, and which will be fulfilled. Okay? You see? All right? But pretty much, all right? Let me just pull this up real quick. This is verse 19. O Yahweh, my strength, my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. All right? So I'm going to end it there. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the Akim out there laboring of the hopeful elect that's doing his work in truth and sincerity. Shalom, Akim.